At 6:45 is when Ken's.
You're on?
Yep.
Okay.
Zoom.
We will call our December meeting for the Newburg R2 School Board to session. And you'll please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. For a quorum, everyone's here except Mr. Brookshire. Mr. Brookshire is absent. Approve the agenda. Need a motion to approve the agenda as written.
Motion.
Motion, Mr. Thompson.
Second.
Second, Mr. Bergstrom. Any further discussion? All those in favor, please raise your hand. Motion carries 6-0. There is no public comment at this time. Consent agenda where you have minutes of the November meeting and the financial statement ledger, which is in the bills part of your packet, because that's where I asked it to be put.
I'll make a motion to approve. Second.
Motion by Mr. Birdsong, second. Mr. Thompson, any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please raise your hand. Motion carries 6-0. Bills. In your packet, you see two different spots for bills. There's just a couple additions there on one of them. The one is the majority of the month, and there's another one there that just has, I think, two.
For HFO.
There's two. Anyway, there's two little spots there.
Look ahead and see now. What you got, Tony?
No, but we got some credit from the copier people.
I saw that and I was waiting for
I
it.
immediately thought of you.
I may have highlighted that on my notes.
An effort.
I think the whole thing's been enough.
I actually saw we had several. So that was nice.
Nina and Rebecca, a
That's
lot of
awesome.
tracking down and a lot of conversations. a
Yeah,
lot
that
of
was
phone
nice.
calls.
That was nice for that to happen.
Yeah.
I'll make a motion to approve. Everybody's ready? Oh, you did early.
Just wants to make sure he gets it. Motion, you good? Motion to accept bills for payment, second by Mr. Birdsong, second, Mr. Thompson. All right,
Yes, sir.
any further discussion? And none, we'll proceed to vote. All those in favor, please raise your hand. Motion carries 6-0. Is he ready to go? Because we could go early if he wants to. Ken, are you ready? Are you on?
Yes, I am.
Can you, we can
Can you
go.
hear me okay?
We could go now. It's kind of a good spot to go for us. Are you good to go now?
Yeah, can you hear me okay?
We can hear you. Can you hear us?
Yes, I can very well.
Okay. We're at a spot where we could stop and let you do the audit part.
Okay, that'd be great.
Okay. I know you got several meetings tonight.
Yep, I appreciate that. Doing the second one of the evening. Here we go.
Okay.
Basically, I'm gonna go through, it's a 50-some page report, and I'm only gonna highlight 7 or 8 pages. 60-page report, actually. On pages 1 through 3 is the independent auditor's report. It's basically what you pay us for, is give you an opinion on your financial statements, and you'll be happy to know you've got a clean opinion, which basically means that your financial statements are fairly stated in accordance with the cash basis of accounting. Cash basis of accounting is what is also referred to as checkbook accounting. Basically, your financial statements, your receipts are recorded when received or collected, and your disbursements are recognized when paid. So from that standpoint, it's always good to have a clean opinion. That's the goal. you have achieved that, so congratulations. On pages 14 and 15 is statement of receipts, disbursements, and changes in fund balances for the 2 years. On page 14 is the 2024 year. Page 15 is the 2023 year. And you'll see that in 2024, revenues receipts collected were up $350,000 to $6,092,000 on the top of page 14. And then 15, on page 15, it's $5,754,000. You'll see that your receipts by fund in 2024 was positive $404,000. For Fund 1, the Teachers Fund, $692,000. Debt Service Fund collected what they needed to at $15,000, a little bit over what was needed. And the Capital Projects Fund had ongoing, I know, your VOTEC or VOAG building that was finishing up in the 23-24 timeframe. There you'll see that you had excess expenditures over revenues of $350,000 for capital projects. And the year before, you spent $1,097,000 in capital projects. So overall, you were in the black for 14, or on page 14, by $801,506 versus 2023, you were in the red by $212,000. There's a couple of notes I'd like to refer you to. Note 5 on page 23, and it goes on through page 24 again. And that's your long-term debt. The reason why I make you aware of this, because it's really not, because your cash basis, your long-term debt is not reflected on your balance sheet. Only cash is reflected on your balance sheet. And you'll see that your general obligation bonds at the end of June 30th, 2024, were being paid down to $1,650,000. And the finance purchase agreement, which I believe finances some bus purchases over the years, I believe. You're almost paid off of that at the end of the year. You had $4,376 remaining to complete that obligation. Page 24, you'll see the scheduled debt service payments for your debt. Page 24, you'll see that you're going to be paying basically right around $140,000 to $150,000 per year through 2040. It's going to be down to 118, which is the scheduled payoff on that debt. Sorry, was someone saying something?
No, we coughed.
Okay. God bless you. Hey, constitutional debt limit is also revealed there on page 24. And you'll see in your legal debt margin where if you want to go back to the voters and they were so inclined, you could borrow $3.3 million in debt service for general obligation bonds. Also, the other note I wanted to bring your attention to is note 10.
Ken, can you say that again about the general obligation bonds? 3 million? 3 million that we would have available?
$3,311,293.
Okay,
That's available for at the end of June 30th, 2024.
2024?
Yeah, the numbers will change as you draw down your debt, pay down your debts.
Sure, I understand.
And how much money you have in your debt service fund as well.
Okay.
by statute, you're limited to 15%. You
Yeah.
can't go into debt more
Yes.
than 15% of your assessed valuation.
Okay, I'm good.
On note 10, pension plans, on page 32, there's a little table there at the very end of the note. It talks about the discount rate that the actuaries assume. What that translates to is the proportionate share of the net pension liability for the two pension plans. As you know, you have two plans, the PSRS, which is your teacher pension plan, and your peers, which is your classified classified worker plan. You'll see the current rate, which is 7.30%, shows the liability of $3,151,000 for the teacher plan. The peers plan, $415,000. So there's a sensitivity analysis here, which says that they assume 7.3% return on investment for the funds that are being held by the pension. But if they're off and they only receive 6.3% return, you can see your 3.5 million goes up to 6,654,000 as a liability. But if they do better and go up 1% better to 8.3%, then your 3.5 million liability goes down to $1,008,000. So there's pretty big swings there. And 7.3 is pretty hefty discount rate to achieve, but they also have a lot of money, so they can afford to get into a lot of investments that a lot of other people cannot get into. On page 37, 38, some more pension plan numbers. Just wanted to highlight. You see in the middle there at the top on page 37 here, proportionate share of your net pension liability at June 30th, 2023 is $3,151,000. And you'll see at the far right, net positions, the percentage of total pension liability. It says how much in assets does the plans have to fund these liabilities. And you'll see that it's 85.38% on page 37 for the PSRS plan. And on page 38, it's 86.50%. So that's very healthy pension plans. They have a lot of assets to take care of the liabilities, even though they are huge numbers. So you should be aware of that because, again, these liabilities are not shown up on the financial statements, but they are reported to you. And they have only been reported to the districts in the past 10 years. This is the 10th year that these numbers have been reported. If you look at other states and their pension plans, you find out that Illinois is the worst in the nation, and they only have 45% funded. So would you rather be hedging your retirement plan in Missouri where you have 85 or 86% funded, or Missouri or Illinois? Obviously, you won't be in Missouri. Let's do your retirees. Page 39 and 40. Schedule receipts collected by source, which basically shows you by revenue for the 2 years, side-by-side analysis of where the money came from, how they varied over the past 2 years. And you'll see that local source money was up about $104,000. County money was down about $60,000. State money was down, was also down about $116,000. And you'll see that on page 40, your federal monies were up about $525,000. Now, your ESSER 3 money, I believe, is close to being gone, if not all gone at the end of June. I don't know if Tracy knows if there's any more money that came in.
I think we're done.
And there you'll see that 445,000 came in for ESSER 3 versus 200,000 the year before. ESSER 2 finished up in 2023 as well. Other receipts from other districts was 127,000 in 2023, which I believe was a catch-up for prior years. This year it was only about $13,000. Finally, on the very last page, I think that last page in my report, it's not where it's the very last page. But you'll see that this is kind of a 10-year look back. It's the where the numbers have been going through your district, what's been happening, what's happened, and what affects financial. You'll see that your fund balance is at $4,081,990. It's the highest it's been in the past 10 years. Congratulations there. Total receipts collected is $6,092,000. Very high. Past 10 years, this year's second highest revenues collected in 1 year. Your receipts collected over disbursements, which is whether you were in the black or in the red. See, in the past 10 years, red, previous 2 fiscal years, 23 and 22, but you also had some campus improvements, pretty substantial. You'll see in 2021, come in to spend as a result of the coronavirus relief. Your long-term debt outstanding, you can see that peaked in 2021 at $2,032,000. And now it's schedually going down, like I said, about $140,000 to $150,000 a year. See, you have as little debt as $225,000 in 2020. Your ADA number is 333, and your September resident number was 354. And you can see that that's the lowest it's been in the past 10 years. So the number of pupils, I don't know what this year's number looks like, if you maintain or if it's still showing a drop. Tracy, do you know?
Yeah, we're looking at a drop right now.
Slight drop?
Yeah. We tend to fluctuate with our enrollment a little bit, but it is a drop.
Okay. Well, that's not unusual for rural school districts. Over the past 10 years to show anywhere from 10% to 20% drop over 10 years. But still, makes it hard to get state money because of the basic formula. You need those numbers to get more money.
Can you say what other districts that you have done in the past years, couple of years, has their enrollment dropped also?
When you look at the 10 years, it has, but in the last 3 or 4 years, they all went down in 2020 because of the way the ADA got computed. And school being canceled and all that type of thing.
Everybody's down in the last 3 or 4 years.
Well, they're coming back, but it's slow. It's not a huge number. So basically, you're all in the same boat. Finally, the last thing I'd like to talk about is that operating fund balance expenditure ratio. I don't think I ever thought Newburg R2 school district would be 75.44%. Because I was here when it was 5.99% in 2015. That's almost danger territory where the state may come in and take over your district. So if they've lowered their standards now to 3%. One time it was 5%. So congratulations on being fiscally responsible as a board and as staff, trying to hold costs down as you need to. DESE believes that 16 to 17% is a healthy school district, which is about 6 weeks worth of cash flow and reserves. I think it's more like 32 or 33 because they're making an assumption that cash flow is very steady month to month to month. We all know it isn't, especially when you're starting up school in August, September, October, November, and you're not getting the money in until November, December, January. So I think you need to have a 3-month supply of cash reserves instead of the 16 or 17%. But they don't call me and ask my opinion. 75%, whether or not that will stay at 75, I kind of doubt it. I think it'll probably start mellowing out. Because there's some unfunded mandates the state has placed upon you guys. Of course, teacher salaries is a big chunk of that. And, you never know what else could go on. I never saw the snowman there before.
Isn't that something?
That is something.
Yeah, that is something. Leave up there. Not every board has a snowman.
Snow lady.
That's right.
Watching some old Letterman Christmas things on cable, and it's funny. They have a lot of Christmas skits that go on. It's really interesting to see them. That and Gunsmoke. Are there any questions you have?
Questions for Ken? I think it's clear as mud, Ken. Thank you.
Okay, well, everybody enjoy the holidays, and I hope you don't melt. Don't forget to approve the
Yeah. We will.
lunch.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Go ahead, George. Take him. Still got us on, no?
Yep.
Okay. Never know. Back to our agenda, as we're back on administrative reports again. Our principals weren't able to be here. Melissa's gonna be here to give her report. She's not feeling well today. In fact, extremely not feeling well. So she went home this afternoon and she just couldn't do it. So no problem. We'll just transfer you to, let's do both of them next month. Do the high school math reports and that, and so they'll make the same time.
Yeah.
If we need to change time because we should be fine on
I think we'll be okay. Yeah, I think we'll be okay.
Should be-
That'll be all right. Once we
But it's still-
kind of figure out the first one, then maybe we'll understand the second one.
Yeah.
There you go.
Pity the first. So if there's any questions on the reports that you have in your packet from the principals also, please let Ms. Kingsley know and she can find out the answers for you. Go from there. They looked pretty straightforward as far as reports go when I saw them in the packet, but, all right. We'll move on to Ms. Kingsley's report.
As you know, already mentioned there with financial stability, Kim was joining us tonight. Also want to mention enrollment. We are up just a little bit, 6 students from last month, so we're at 310 right now. As far as recruiting, attracting, developing, retaining staff, just want to mention that the elementary teachers began working with math specialists this month, and I heard a lot of good feedback from that. As Mrs. West in the audience, did you get a lot from the math specialists? You feel like that was a good?
I think because we started a new math program that we should, kind of see where that takes us.
See what takes
again.
us, yeah.
But yeah, she was interesting and
I had some positive as they were heading down the hall going, I got things I can do tomorrow. So they seemed to be, several of the teachers were saying what a positive impact that was for them in the moment. You know, sometimes you walk away from those sessions and you think, I gotta think about this. You know, you just can't grab and go. And several were saying, hey, let's grab and go. As far as enhancing our quality instructional programs, I just want to mention WCC because we do send a lot of students out. And so they had a tour of the facilities recently, and I was not able to go. I went last year and I hated I couldn't get out and go this time, but Mr. Dunn went, and it was first time for him to be able to have that tour. And he came back and went, wow. And I said, that's how I felt last year. They just have such a great it's such a great opportunity for our kids. Wow, to be able to send them over there. Then RTI kind of supplements when we aren't getting the programs we want at WCC. So just wanted to mention that is a great resource for our kids. As far as facilities and grounds, we are reaching out. We do have 2 bids right now for the 2-story for tuck pointing. We're also reaching out to get some information on maybe installing the lighting and then some concrete work. And so if any of you all have people that you know of, if anybody does, I'm asking for it because I don't know the companies around this area. So anybody that I can reach out to, let me know and I will, between Carl and I, and we'll get those bids in so we can see some areas we can improve around the district. Just mentioning that we shared out inclement weather information with our families recently, and just what that kind of entails. Also have a couple of new contacts, which is going to be really helpful to me, with a MoDOT phone number of a local person and the Doolittle Fire Department that said, hey, yes, call us, and they can give us more of a, right now, what we're seeing accidents wise or what's going on to try to make.
On that, when you sent that out,
Yes,
I don't know what happened, but like I got the text and then like 2 days later I got the phone call.
really?
So, and there were several other people that were having the same issue. So I was like, well, maybe they sent it out again. But it was kind of
It was
weird.
messed up.
They were off.
I forgot we had set it up for the night that we had. And I think a band concert was that night. And I walked in and people were like, that was a lady that just talked to us. And one gentleman said, yeah, I was pretty sure that you were going to say that our kids need to wear pants, but I cannot get my kid to wear pants because he wants to wear shorts, but you didn't say that. And I said, I know. I was the same way when I was a kid. You just can't, you got to wear the shorts if you're a shorts person. But so, yeah, that's interesting that happened. That's the first I'd heard of that. But I told Shannon, I really don't like when we send out the computerized voice. So I said, if we can, when we send those out, I want to try to start using our voices. But I picked the longest thing ever to start with. I said, what on earth? That was not the one to start with. Anyway, but thank you for letting me know. We're kind of looking to see what's going on there. Just creating a warm, safe, healthy climate for our staff and students. Just wanted to mention on Monday, we had our PD day, which I think was really had a lot of good things going on Monday. Last Monday. We also did a catered lunch with some barbecue. We had some karaoke, not much, but a little bit, some fun. We had some good laughter during that time. And then we had a little treat today. We had, I can't even pronounce it, but we had some bakery items that came in, and I think it was a pretty big hit. So that was good, and some
Croissant.
Thank you, croissants. What was the name?
Croissants.
Can't think of the
I
company.
don't remember the name.
What is it?
Crepe Escape.
Crepe Escape. It was new to me. I just don't know about
Oh,
it.
they're
so-
down there by the
That-
movie theater.
By the movie theater?
And they're a big
They
hit.
have a second name,
They
but I
all
can't
sound like
pronounce
a
that
little
one.
crazy state.
Yeah, there was
I drive
one.
by it. Used to be the car wash.
Yes, you're right.
They built a big car wash.
What's the car? They made a little building. Kind of neat idea.
Yeah. Well, they were a big hit today. Yeah.
Huh.
So we did a little bit of that today and some Grinch punch. Dr. Bush came up with a recipe for that. And then, of course, the dress-up days. I think a lot of staff and students are having a good time with just the 12 days of Christmas and different outfits. And obviously, other schools participate as well. And it's a good time. And then I just was going to mention that our leadership team met that day as well to just look at, primarily we looked at our CSIP plan and talking through some of the goals that we have achieved, where we are in those goals. And then they took those back to their teams to kind of share that with them and to gather some feedback. So then I sent out a survey to gather feedback on, just what changes do we need to be making? What are we doing well at? What are your perceptions of that? And then we can do some adjusting of our CSIP. And I'll do the same with you all tonight and then send out a survey for you to give some feedback as well on anything that you feel like we ought to change. That is it.
Any questions for Ms. Kingsley? Then we'll move on. Just for facilities, I think you kind of went through that just a minute ago.
Mhm.
I think you covered all that. Has Wiley been to look at the fence idea we had last month?
No, we haven't. No.
Okay.
Still on that one. We just talked about that the other day. Our communication with them is not as easy as it was
You
before.
said
I'm
that.
kind of feeling like maybe they changed somebody,
Okay.
because usually I send something and get something immediately back, and right now I'm not, so
You said
it's
you-
on my list.
Maybe they were,
Something's a little different there. But we'll get on it. We're on it.
and lighting, are you talking about baseball?
We had,
No, okay. The bus.
The bus barn facility.
That one, or are you talking about lights back here?
well, I was
Okay, both
referring to
of those.
Bus Barn, because
Okay.
I know, yeah, we're looking at that too, but I think Tony had some ideas we've talked about, and it's a pretty inexpensive fix out here in the
Out
back
here,
parking
yeah.
lot.
You gonna run solar, or you gonna run?
No, because what you'll see out here now, it's solar, and you can tell, I mean, they just don't put out a lot. But we've got to track down and see if there's power. There's a light out here that has never worked. And I don't know if it's not working because,
On a pole or on a building?
no, on the building. And I don't know if it has power to it. I'm not sure why it's not coming on. If I know where the power is on that, we can actually put a big parking lot flood on that building facing going this way.
Mhm.
And change, a simple change above the entry door.
Into the
It's just
gym?
got a little household light there.
Yeah, it needs a,
Put a wall pack right there,
uh,
and that will shoot down this
sidewalk.
sidewalk. So, we're gathering, I've got to get with Carl though, and try to figure out where the power comes to that one line, because it's never on. And it's LED, so I would not think that it's burnout. I mean, it's a new style.
Mhm.
Maybe it's on its own switch. Those are things we got.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very possible.
Because, when you add on, some stuff just doesn't ever get tied
Kind of like
together.
the Griswold.
There you go.
So, that is on the agenda. We've got some easy, cheap.
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking
Yeah.
$700-800
Yeah.
maybe
Mhm.
to brighten this up.
Okay, good. Anything else on facilities from anybody?
Just
If
let
not-
me know if you all have any contacts. Would welcome.
So
them.
you said we had two bids
We
on
do.
the tuck point, so
Mhm.
someone did come in? look
Yeah,
at it?
2 people have so far, one that we had already received before, and then we have another one from another gentleman.
We'll go to our action items. As you saw, Ken Schultz was with us for our. He had another one at 7 o'clock, so as soon as he came on here, I just went right straight to him. I didn't explain to him what we were doing. I apologize for that, but he was right there and off we went.
That's kind of how we normally.
I think you kind of all knew it anyway,
Yeah.
so. But for the audit, we will need to show in our minutes that we approved the audit, so we'll need a motion to approve the audit as it was presented.
Motion
Yes,
approved.
Sorry,
I can make that motion.
okay. Motion, Mr. Shear. Second, Mr. Birdsong.
Yeah.
Charlie, you're not done, you haven't done two things.
You're busy.
I was eating my
And
cookie.
fix the hat.
Sorry. Okay, motion by Mr. Shear, second, Mr. Birdsong on approval of the audit. Any further discussion? Seeing none, we'll proceed to vote. All those in favor, please raise your hand. Motion carries 6-0. We do change letter B. We'll just do that next month.
Just table that.
So that'll be tabled. Letter C, which is policy update. You saw the update 4560 in your packet, which all it is changing individuals that come in and work as a retiree, and they come in and work at a non-cert job. I'm gonna call them non-cert. I know that's not.
Yeah,
the
no,
right
it's fine.
term, but that's how, that's my term.
Mhm.
That's the term I grew up on, so I'm sorry. But non-cert term, that changed from like 16,000, 15 something to 20 something, 28.
29,
29,685.
75. Yeah.
And this is all state mandated based.
Yes.
We're already doing it in
Retirement.
practice.
Retirement.
Just need a
We're
match
just-
our
we're just- We're just updating our policy.
Update
That's
our
right.
policy.
The only question I had was you had a percentage in there, went from like 60% or something to 133%. That's correct. right?
That is correct.
Okay.
This is just directly from MCE.
I know, when I first saw it, I'm like, that's
Right.
gotta be a typo.
Yeah.
No, I think that was the thing. They were only allowed to make 15,000. That just wasn't adequate. So improve, and adjusting that to 29,000 is why that went up so much. And that's,
Oh, no, yeah. I just wanted to make sure that was, it seemed odd to me, so.
Mhm.
Motion to accept, motion to approve.
Motion.
First from Mr. Thompson, second, Mrs. Wells. Any further discussion? Seeing none, proceed to vote. All those in favor, please raise your hand. Motion carries 6-0. All right, the lovely CSIP plan review.
Yeah. So 2 years ago, this was put together, and so it's just still sitting pretty much in the same state. We've done a lot of things, but we just haven't adjusted our CSIP. So something we always want to do is just go through and review that. So you have a copy in your board packet, and you'll, each month when I go through my report, those 5 goals are the ones that I just touch on. So you'll just see the different action steps, one that's tied to fiscal responsibility, one that's about attracting and retaining quality staff, one for academic achievement with a couple of different SMART goals attached to it, safe facilities, and then climate and culture. And so we just have action steps that have been placed on each one of those. And I think as you look down through that, you'll probably see some that you think, well, we've achieved that. We're there. Is that really what we want to continue to focus on? Or we want to adjust what that looks like? And so that's kind of the feedback that would be nice to have. I'm gathering it from our staff. I'm gathering it from our administrators, from you all, and then I want to gather it from our community, and then we'll just kind of compile all that and look at adjustments that maybe need to be made to make sure that we're still on track with where we want the school district to go, in a nutshell. So anything that you all see in there that you say, hey, can we look at that? That's something I think we need to change, or this isn't really a good goal. We already have that. What can we do to make that better? Would be some great feedback from that.
The one thing that you and I talked about just a little bit a couple days ago was just to make sure that what is in there is measurable.
Yeah,
Some of those are pretty broad statements, and they're just statements.
agreed.
So they're very difficult to measure whether you have achieved that when there's a statement, so some of those could probably be tweaked a little bit, put a percentage to them, put something that's measurable so that we know whether we're making progress or we're not making progress toward that goal.
Sure.
Just my thought,
Yes,
my thoughts on that. And I'm sure that's what.
and they're
changes
very
you'll make.
broad.
And they're supposed to be broad.
Yeah.
But sometimes you can limit that down just a little bit, make it step 1, step 2, step 3 almost type thing. Because CSIP's a working document. It never stops working. It's supposed to be looked at and changed as every year.
Yeah.
It's one that gets set back here. And then all of a sudden you go, oh, crap, forgot about CSIP. We gotta work on it. And so that's really difficult. It's true across the whole state, I think. But it is a working document. It's kind of, it's supposed to change. It's supposed to be redone often.
Right.
And there's nothing wrong with doing it because your goals change.
Right.
People change, things change, circumstances change. That's why they're so broad. Because of all that. Enough of that. Yay. From us, you're gonna send out a survey.
I'll just send out a
so that
survey.
we can respond.
Yes.
Okay.
If that works for you all, that's just a nice way for me to kind of put it all into one document to be able to see it all.
So we can put our thoughts and words
Yes.
easier than saying them here and maybe forgetting what I said. Because I'll forget what I said.
Right.
And I'll say it again.
Well, and you may want to look at it a little closer and really think through that and say, oh, this is really what I think here, and not do it too quickly.
After the first of the year or something like that.
I figured I'd send it out tomorrow if I could, on our Friday update, if that's all right.
Ready, okay.
Alrighty. Well, I've got I've got a survey ready, so it's just, as I talk to each group of people, then I go ahead and just send it out to them. All right.
She's got a system done.
Suits me.
Go.
I'm glad. I'm not sure if we'll respond that quickly, but you can send
There's
it.
no
whenever
timeline
you're
on
ready.
your response.
Yeah, I responded.
No timeline on your response. I just want to make sure that I kind of got that out. This half of the year is really what I wanted to do, was start gathering some information now.
Good.
Since I have it ready, I'll send it out. If y'all want me to sit on
No.
it until the end of Christmas
Please
break, I'm
send it
happy.
out. It's all good.
Okay.
I just-
It's very general, it's just talking, it's very general. Give you, and it's open-ended, it's paragraph responses, so you can just type in what you want.
Good. Questions on any of that from Ms. Kingsley? Now, move on to our summer journey contract.
I asked him to just give us a 1 year right now, that we could have done a 3 year, but I feel like we're in a change, kind of what you mentioned. There's different people, there's different things going on. I know that I'm still a fan of Evaluate, which is always tied to this, which is that monthly assessment we do. And I know that our staff, from what I'm gathering in little bit that I've been asking, likes getting the materials and the things for summer school. So for 1 more year, I want to at least go with that. And then we can do some more thinking if anybody wants to make some changes rather than lock us in for 3 years. So this is just a 1 year contract.
We didn't lose it.
Oh,
That's-
No,
We didn't make this money. We did gain, we didn't lose it.
no, and it is well attended, it's well established, there's nothing wrong whatsoever with what we're doing. All seems to be going well, so why change it? Yet I just didn't want to lock us in for 3 years because
I agree
I
with
just
that.
didn't know. I just didn't
I
know.
agree.
So
Is the pricing any different if we do a 3 year?
he said it'd be just a little bit, we can lock in the price of what their materials are, but I don't know that
There's
that's
really not much
best.
gain though.
No,
Okay.
to me, and material price seem to be pretty high right now, so I don't know that that's best either. So I felt like it was just maybe smarter for us to
Year
do
to
1
year.
year,
Probably best.
see where it goes.
Motion to approve summer
Motion.
journeys for contract. Motion by Mr. Birdsong, second. Mr. Shushank. Any further discussion? Seeing none, we'll proceed to vote. All those in favor, please raise your hand. Motion carries. Six.
I just want to know how you
Zero.
pronounce his last name.
Which one are you talking about? In the summer journey?
Yeah.
I know it's Sean Poisier, isn't it?
Steve. I'm not even gonna try to pronounce it. Uattrocchi. Yeah,
I think you should try to pronounce
I'm not.
it.
Nope.
Didn't see that.
I didn't see it
He's
either.
at the very end of the contract.
Well, Sean Poisier, how's it? Poisier? That's right. Yes, I think you might know him.
I do.
Uh-huh. He's run around in some of the same area, I think. Anyway, he is the one I always work with, so I wasn't even looking for another name.
No, this is.
Yeah, because that's not his name on here.
No.
That's not his name, huh?
No.
So he's the sales. Oh, that one.
I didn't think your glasses are gonna help with that one.
Catroci. Only reason I say that is that I know Catroci's, and it's darn close. If we can take the CIO out in the middle, it'll be Catroci.
Well,
That's how
I wasn't gonna butcher.
we'll just change that name right now.
coming from.
Whether he likes it or not.
How dare he spell his name wrong?
We
But he
will
did.
fix that on the contract.
All right.
Oh, that's good. Did we do that? Did we vote on that? We did, didn't we?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
good.
I waited till we were done.
Okay. The way I see it, January's meeting would be the 16th.
Mhm. Is that okay?
Good for everybody?
Hang on.
I won't be here.
You be on vacation?
I'm going to Punta Cana.
Do it. I knew you were going somewhere where there was no cold weather.
That's my 50th birthday.
That's the
so
22nd.
Were you celebrating that 10 years
23rd,
early or what?
Can you be here the 23rd?
Yeah.
You will not be here the 23rd.
I will not be here the
Are you gonna be in
23rd.
Punta Cana?
Good thing she's here.
You'll be on the boat.
23rd we have.
You'll be on a boat.
We have-
16th is
Go to
okay
the-
with me.
I left early, late.
That meeting.
Huh?
Okay, so everybody do
You don't have any
16th.
games.
Have it on my-
I'll at least, I don't have them,
Put it
I
on
don't have them on my calendar. That isn't up for sure.
Do you remember?
I'm sorry, Tony.
I'm just trying to look at
Games.
between basketball. I don't show anything on my calendar, but probably ought to.
He's got it. Okay, so I'll go by what he said. Okay.
Do you have one? No?
For the 16th, you're talking about?
I don't have any
Yeah.
ball games on there right now, and they have that pretty updated, and I
Okay.
don't think you have anything that night.
16th okay for bills and all that, and we just work that out anymore, don't we?
Yeah.
Oh, no,
Sometimes I-
girls play in Conway,
Oh,
16th.
I know, I
I was thinking there was something on the
Calendar?
16th,
Maybe
but they play in Salem on the 23rd, so.
Doesn't really matter.
Can we move it to
What's
Tuesday?
And actually,
What's the 21st?
Dusty, for us, from what I understand, I don't know if you've been in loop on this, but the way I understood it was they were gonna, our girls are gonna play in Conway, and then they're gonna get picked up for Beta, and go on to
I
Branson.
heard a mention of that. I didn't know it was settled on. Something along those lines, because they have to be in Branson like
Yes.
very, very early the next morning.
Yes,
And is Conway near Springfield?
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, so trying to come all the
It's
way
about,
back
it's
here.
about an hour drive from Conway.
That's
to-
what was
to
kind of
Branson.
described to
So
me in
that'd
passing.
probably be-
And then the kids would get in really
Smartest
late
plan.
here.
Then
They'd have to be
get
down
up,
there very early.
yeah, so I thought they were
Be
gonna
a lot
try.
of, be a lot of circle backtracking.
Travel.
Yes, there would be a lot of
Yeah,
Yes,
double stepping.
yeah.
that was the direction they were wanting to go, was to try and go.
Yes,
on
I do
down
believe
straight
that
away.
is the case.
Um,
So, I mean, I'm okay with that.
I spoke wrong, Tracy. The music conference is the 30th and 31st.
I know the girls plan to Tuscumbia on 21st.
It's gonna be real hard. About the only day of the
Well,
week
they're
there
Supposed
may
to
not
have
be a
in that
game
game, that's
is
why
a
I'm like,
Wednesday. There's not many games on Wednesdays,
He's gone,
Right.
he's gone, and she's gone. We don't have.
but I'm saying.
If we move it to
If we
Wednesday.
moved it to
Wednesdays
Wednesday,
generally are.
You
okay.
gonna be on the 16th?
Amy Sailor's game.
Yeah,
yes.
Yeah, he'll be going.
we're into what you said a minute ago.
Yeah, he's like, didn't you say we had?
What about the?
I don't know, I still have to come down here and work, so it doesn't matter to me.
We can do, well, the 15th. and that's it.
22nd is a boys' game. And then I don't have.
23rd is a
anything
girls' game.
On the 15th, on my calendar. It doesn't look like there's anything. If you want to look at that Wednesday. Or maybe the 22nd if.
Good
being a
on the
boys'
15th. Is
game.
That's just one day early. Is that
I'm good on the
tough early?
15th.
That's really early.
And you're gonna be gone the 23rd, is that right, Dean? I
Yeah.
need to check with you, not him.
15th is really early.
I can just tell you from a bill standpoint,
You can't get
Tony,
it
the
in.
15th is gonna be pushing.
I know, that's why the 16th I thought was early as well.
You're gonna have several bills that aren't here yet that will need to be paid.
What about the last?
Because we normally kick it back if it's around the 15th, our meeting, we kick it back a week. Because it makes bills difficult.
Really tough.
Yeah.
When is he coming off?
No, the
When will the
22nd,
boss be back?
Not till
The
February,
boys play, but you won't be here.
February,
Yeah,
second.
we could do that. You can have me.
Retired like.
Yeah, we
good.
just gotta make sure Matt's here to sign a check. He gets that luxury. He'll like
You got
that.
a game on 23rd, you said?
Yes, the girls play in Salem on the 23rd.
What's the 28th?
28th,
Getting late, getting late.
girls play here against Maranatha.
Okay, so what's the 22nd?
I don't have anything.
I think that was the boys'
Wednesday.
game.
And you're not gonna be here.
I know, but I'm okay.
Well,
It's the 22nd. You can't, we got, if it's just one gone versus three, it's much better.
Yeah.
What's the 22nd, you said, boys game?
Now, can you do the 22nd? Because that's the
What
week
about
you're
the
gone.
I'm sorry.
No,
Are
I'm
you
back.
gone on
I
the
just,
20th?
it's a short one, so I fly back in on the 20th.
Okay.
I-
Oh,
What
so you're
about
gone
the
the 16th.
16th through the 20th.
Okay.
20th, is a Monday.
I can only afford to take 2 days off.
I mean, it's a PD day. We're gonna be
You're
here.
here?
I'm taking Thursday
And I
and
don't mind
Friday and
anyway,
Mondays.
if that's what's best.
Can we have it like at 5 o'clock then?
I'm okay with that too. The Monday, it just says boys game and bell. But that might be, but it says varsity tournament.
Oh,
Are
that's
you
the
here
bell,
Monday?
that's the bell turn.
Are girls in that one?
No.
Okay.
Are you here that Monday?
20th, maybe.
I'm okay with Monday. I don't know what everybody else feels.
Yeah. I'm fine with it.
I won't
don't
be
know.
here,
I don't know
but
about
that's
5
okay.
o'clock. It's hard on working, man.
Now, Adam, you got enough pull. You can get off whenever you
Oh,
want.
I'm scheduled to work that day, but I'll be.
So, I was only thinking, because since it was a PD day, that
You'd be here that early?
we could do it a little
I'm
earlier.
off, that's a holiday.
That's Martin Luther King
Oh,
Day.
it's MLK.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's
you're
him.
right.
I'll be off that day. I
I
can
got
be here.
PD day that day too as well.
We
I
did.
don't know.
I
Missed
know.
that one.
We did.
Matt, I just don't know what
We made
Matt's-
sure that
what
we
Matt's
didn't
got
have it the
going
day
on.
after the Super Bowl, but we missed MLK. We really were.
Well, I think
Our
the
priorities
Super
were a
Bowl
little
was a good
messed
day
up.
not to go to work.
I think that's the Super Bowl till Saturday.
Looks like that might be our best day.
The 20th.
I'm okay with that. I mean, I can do 6:30. I just thought since it was PD day and there's no kids here and the teachers have been here, if we could do it a little earlier. If
Let's,
that would be more beneficial.
I agree. But we probably ought to leave it alone.
Give me a text, Matt.
Want to?
What day?
The 20th.
20th.
You're gonna be gone.
Monday.
I will.
We'll just
why
be-
not?
Never mind, I'm not up to
We'll have to plan
Oh,
in
there it
advance
is.
that week.
I'm sorry.
Have to plan in
Can
advance
you,
that
Yes,
can you
I
get
can.
out?
Yes.
week. Late night on a
Can you
Monday.
text Matt, please?
We should all text
And he
that.
may not.
Every-
Yeah. Everybody's so blown over the top.
You do Monday, keep it Monday.
He may not, he may not answer you then. Twentieth work for you?
Yeah.
Looks better for Rebecca. For Hillsville.
Payday will be done after that meeting, yeah.
She was being all nice and quiet over there, and I'm going.
Well, I
She's
was-
too new to
I was
our.
trying-
Yeah, I'm going, wait a minute.
In the back of her mind, she's thinking, well, it's way early.
Getting bills in this. You're right, yeah.
And you had a couple that you didn't get to just the other day.
See, I tried to ask Doug and he's like, oh no, it'll be fine.
We ought to just talk.
But he thought he was gonna be here anyway.
It sounds like we ought to just talk to Dina more than
Yeah.
Doug.
You should. That's a true statement.
Can we just put her up here in your chair?
You most certainly can.
She's like, nope,
I will-
no.
I will just fade out,
She said, no.
most certainly. Yeah. Okay.
I texted him
Let's,
too.
let's plan it for the 20th. If it's something has to change, we got a little time, then we can
Yeah.
mess with that.
Oh, he said he's okay.
Okay. Well, we'll do
He
the
didn't answer
20th.
me. Oh, there it goes. He
He's
said
afraid,
yes.
he's afraid you're
He's
sending a
probably got an
video.
Android or something.
Wait, Time okay, 6:30
Got an
okay?
Android
Yes.
phone,
Everybody-
probably.
No.
It's for a long day for some of them, but I don't know how else to fix it. Everybody's used to 6:30, so
Yeah.
let's leave it at 6:30.
Oh,
Go
You're killing me, Doug.
I know. I'm sorry, Tony. Okay,
Welcome to my world.
January 20th.
You know, it's always
I
the
like
new
that
dude
bit,
comes
like
in and wants to
8:30
change everything.
I'm old.
We already changed the date. January 20th at 6:30.
5:30.
6:30.
I'll make a motion that we change that because we're
We
actually
have,
supposed to
we have
vote.
to,
on
we're
it.
supposed to vote on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Motion made to
I'm not-
change our regular date
Unless we go
in
to 5:30.
January to January 20th by Mr. Birdsall.
You're outvoted anyway.
Second, Mr. Thompson, you were seconding, right?
Yeah.
All those in favor, please raise your hand. Motion carries.
Oh, he went with it. I thought somebody was gonna be in there.
6-0.
Gotta stand up for something.
Wait, Steve, you're up to me. Proud of you.
How's that triple chocolate fudge cookie?
I'm just glad Matt wasn't here. Wasn't what I planned on eating for dinner, but it's not too bad.
Had dinner. Anything else for open session? Not need a motion to go into executive.
Motion,
Motion, Mr.
Second.
Thompson, second, Mr. Shear. We'll do a roll call. Mr. Thompson,
yes.
Mr. Wells,
Yes.
Shushank, Shear.
Yes.
Birdsall, myself, all yeses. 6-0.